Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. All right, so today we are approaching a full moon, which will be tomorrow and Thursday. And so a heightened part of the lunar cycle. Good time to maybe start to do a bit of a status check because things are likely going to start to shift and pivot as we do gain some greater insight and cultivate this status check during this full moon time period. So in Taurus, today is a great time of developing our resourceful side. Could be a good time of cultivating our inner resources like self-reliance, self-value, inner strengths, inner stability, but also our external resources as well. Maybe connecting to nature, having a good meal, getting into the comforts of life to, again, really anchor into earth there with Taurus. So other than this, we do have two aspects today. Mercury's trining Chiron, maybe some more healing energy, but in an easy way, maybe involving our mind or communications could be good with that. And Venus over Saturn, good time of maybe starting to solidify some new values that are about discipline, patience, and responsibility. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Tuesday. And again, we are using the actual signs of the constellations called true sidereal astrology. This does change the signs from mainstream astrology. A good example here is this full moon that we do have coming up in Taurus, in the actual constellation Taurus, although in mainstream you will hear it being said that it's in Gemini. But if you actually look up at the sky, you will see it in the constellation Taurus. So this does change the signs from mainstream astrology. If you are new, definitely check out that link down below for more information. All right, so let's take a look at the theme of the day represented by the moon, approaching this full moon tomorrow and Thursday. Great time of doing a status check. We are at the harvest time of the cycle. Really good to see what is culminated, maybe the past 2 weeks or the past 6 months, and begin to do a bit of a status check. And particularly with Taurus is a status check on our inner and outer resources. Great time of cultivating our inner resources like inner strength, inner stability, our resourcefulness, self-reliance, but also externally as well. Connecting to nature, maybe a good meal, relaxing into the comforts of life, into our material security, right? Things like this, really good time to both do a status check with and cultivate during this heightened part of the cycle. Now, all full moons are of course about balance, and so the sun in the opposite constellation Ophiuchus, which deals with healing, reminds us that while it is a good time of, again, connecting to the earthy elements of life, to still be focused through the lens of what is deeper, what are our deeper values, what's more important on an emotional level, and how can we really connect to what matters most in life, because it's only through being aware of these deeper values that we can really enjoy and relax into the material realms. So good to balance that out, especially with Mercury now shifting into deep Scorpio, where there is a lot of that more water energy to balance out that earth energy, or spiritual energy that balances out that physical energy. All right, so along with this, we do have a couple aspects today. On a minor note, Mercury is going to be trining up to Chiron, which is very much like that Ophiuchus energy of healing. So good day for that. It's been a great early part of the week for this anyways, but if there is anything you want to learn about healing, whether it's physical healing like a book on medicine, or maybe it's a psychology book for spiritual, emotional, or mental healing, really good time to do this. So good synergy with this, and we may just notice that by learning in general, or maybe something we can be communicating today, or just opening lines of communication, could be very therapeutic with this easy trine between these two planets. So as we get into tomorrow, we'll start to feel this Venus passing over Saturn in Sagittarius, a new chapter with our values. Venus represents the things that we enjoy in life, we value, and also our relationships. Now going over Saturn, which represents responsibility and the long road. So a new chapter starting with anything in our life that does require maybe a connection to our relationships or to our enjoyments in a life that is more responsible, maybe disciplined, and again, seeing the long-term perspective. And that is Sagittarius' side to this, which is that this is about maybe some potentials or inspirations that we can be grounded with And again, maybe a new chapter starting with these values or relationships, suggesting this long-term approach. Venus is also very much like Taurus, so it could be about resources or finances, anything like that could also be the theme. All right, but that's going to go exact tomorrow around the time of the full moon, so I'll cover that a little bit more in tomorrow's forecast. All right, everyone, so that's the day in a nutshell. Most important thing is still this healing energy with some aspects to Chiron, in this case, particularly with learning and communication, and some sun energy, which is just a good time to focus on our deeper values. But today, the context going into the full moon tomorrow will be on the earthy realms. How can we cultivate that inner sense of strength, inner resourcefulness, self-reliance, taking the slow and steady approaches to life so that we can enjoy and harvest this connection to the material and earthy realms. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the full moon forecast. Take care.